repetitiveness is so important because a pattern is repetitive, you can apply it on any surface without it stops. So it continues. So therefore, patterns in the design world are very, very important to design and style products. So this is literally the pure definition of a pattern. This is a decorative design that repeats itself. Okay, so let me go straight into I have to click this one first, I see. Okay. Let me go into the types of patterns. So we have like approximately 4 styles I'm going to define you today in this presentation. The first one is a very, very basic pattern type. It's called the full drop or the full block. So you can use both names, drop or block. So what does this exactly mean? That means that designs are positioned along a vertical line or along a horizontal line. Honestly, this is for me as a pattern, let's say specialist, it's the most simple design, and it's more applied for stripes, for a checker, than for really more sophisticated patterns. So it could be good for a dot which follows a vertical line or a horizontal line, but it's the most simple style of pattern. So if you see now in the market, a lot of people, they do not like the too simple patterns, you know, they want to have it more complicated because you can see the rows now is always at the same position. It will become very boring. But as I say, a full drop or a block is the perfect style to make stripes, for example, and to make checkers in combinations. So that's the first style. The second style, we call it a half drop and a half brick. Why is that? Because your position of 1, 1, 1 is becoming 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, as you can see on the screen, you can see my hand, you will see that, for example, on the drop, that you can see that the second line is lower and is attached to the middle of the first motif. In this way, you get the drop and you get the drop effect of the designs. So you can do that as well vertically as horizontally. By this, your full drop becomes a half drop, which makes your same design looks a little bit more playful, looks less organized, looks less boring, to say so. So it's literally the first 2 simple types we have is a full drop or a half drop or a full block or a half block or a brick. So these are the first 2 styles. Then we have another style that we have is diamond. It talks for itself. So these are duplicated motifs in the diamond shape. As you can see here, it is brought in a diamond shape, and we can put them close together or we can spread them out. Okay, as you can see on the spread out, it gives a little bit more space and it doesn't give this connected feeling. The connected feeling, for example, is used a lot for tiles, for example, tile designs. Let's think about Portuguese tile designs. We have a lot of examples that they use this diamond structure. So as you can see, everything goes in diagonal way and it's not anymore vertical, horizontal, as we have seen with the 2 styles before that. Now, a next style is mirror. So mirror speaks for itself. It is literally being reflected towards each other. Now, the funny thing is in the mirror design, it is being mirrored vertically, but it's also being mirrored horizontally. So if you really look, you can see that this design here in the top left corner is mirrored with the design next to it and is mirrored with the design below it. So all the designs up to each other, they're all mirrored. So that's what we call a mirror design. Now, for me, one of the most important styles, what we have is the continuous design. Why is that? Today, as a designer in the market, if you want to create designs, a lot of customers, they prefer more complex designs, complex repeat. like more rich designs. Many times you can see that in hand drawn or hand painted designs, that they will definitely not go for the simple styles, but for continuous style. So what does this mean? As you can see, there is a square in this design here. Okay, so in this square, you can see the designs that falls on the side are being duplicated on the other side in the same position. Okay, as you can see, the red rose on the top is repeated and duplicated on the same position on the line on the other side. You can see that with the pink ones, you can see that with these yellow ones. Whatever is inside that frame, okay, in that square, you can put freely positioned. So this is the way how you build up a continuous style of design. So these are approximately for us the 5 major styles that you can see in patterns. As I said, from very simple, you know, the full brick designs, going to the half ones, going to diamond and mirror, into continuous styles. So then how to create now? I think most probably some people are already familiar with making designs, but this is a little bit for people who are in the beginning of creating designs, what kind of tools you can use. So the first one for a beginner, I advise you to use the application Procreate. With Procreate, you just use your tablet, you get an application, you start drawing on the pad, and you can even export it later into any Adobe software if you want to go on a level higher of making designs. Okay, the cool thing about this, you know, even you just want to sit on the bus or you're traveling, you can start drawing on your pad. It's a really fun thing to do, but for me, it's a tool which is very good for beginners. If you find your style of designing, you know, you like more to work a little bit with hand drawing and you decide to do more on a certain kind of watercolor effects or brush effects, then you will say like, okay, I'm going into Photoshop. If you say, I want to more go purely into vector patterns, then you can choose to go into Illustrator. So if we go into the expert model, we will choose Adobe as one of the tools to work with. The tool to make vectors is called Adobe Illustrator. Now, what is literally a vector? A vector is a graphic that can be completely sized up and even sized down in whatever scale it is. It has less textures and effects than you have in Photoshop, where you can work with more layers. But vectors is very good for very big scale or small scales graphics. Okay, so for that one, you use the Adobe Illustrator. If you want to get the effect of having a watercolor effect, a brush effect, the hand feeling, you know, that it's almost painted like in the old days, like a painter, you can use Photoshop. I saw designers using a mouse and making the most wonderful, almost hand-drawn designs in Photoshop, or using the simple pad, the drawing pad, to do that. So it depends on your interest and on your skills, which one of the 2 programs you can use. So this is literally how you need to create patterns. So you need a computer or you need a tablet in the case you do the Procreate. So that's a little bit how to create it. Of course, next to the programs, I advise everybody to get inspired, you know, because it's not just opening a computer and you can draw. Is get inspired by different kind of social platforms, about pinboards we have online. I'm not telling any names because I'm not making any advertisement for any of them, but there's a lot of platforms you can go, you can get ideas, look what other designers are doing, and this will give you a lot of ideas. As we say in the design industry, copy is totally not accepted, but we all inspire each other. So be inspired, look on the streets, look in the daily life, because the biggest inspiration is coming sometimes from things you just see next to you. So don't forget that when you design, to always open your eyes on the daily things. That's, you know, what we always say to our designers. So now I think the importance of patterns. Why is patterns, why are they so important? I see Miss Man has a question.
Yeah, someone want to ask you, is the procreate is a part of the 𝐂𝐻𝐍𝐔 apps? You can open the chat room and then you can see the question.
Oh, okay, let me see. Second. Okay, is CC app. Okay, this one you can just go into any Chrome or any in your iPhone, and you just go into the shop and you can buy the app straight away directly. So you don't have to go through Adobe to buy it. So it's an application that you can find on the app stores.
Yeah, I think that he's okay.
All right.
Yeah, if they have a questions, and I will.
Yeah, you
I will let you know, because I know that you are turn on the full screen, so you may not see the question, right? Yeah.
Okay,
so,
okay, yes,
yeah.
yes,
okay.
yes. Okay, great. So now let me go back to the importance. You know, in the design industry, for me, because I'm a pattern man, you know, I'm in patterns for so many years. Patterns is very, very important. And now, why is that? This is literally, if you want to create a product, okay, you need mainly a pattern to be different than your competitors. If you look at the high fashion street brands, if you look at any brand in the world, they all differentiate by colors and by patterns, so by design. So that's why patterns are so important. So to go into that, let me first say, why are they important? Because they are the perfect added value if you want to differentiate. So imagine that everything we buy online should be just in solid colors and there would be no patterns. It would be very boring and there would be not a lot of competition, honestly. It would be just on a price thing. So if you want to be unique in the industry, you need to find or create unique patterns to attach this to your brand. Okay, and then secondly, and this is very important, is the perfect tool used by world famous brands to style their products. Okay, I tell you one thing how I see it. For me, it's a pattern that makes a brand. And I'm going to explain you just why. For example, all right, I show you now a few examples of some very big brands, very famous brands who applied patterns to their products. So this dress, for example, is from a very high-end brand. It's a Dolce & Gabbana brand, as you're almost probably familiar with. And they apply this kind of floral. So this floral, or the style that Dolce & Gabbana is bringing, is very Sicilian inspired, very floral inspired, is making their brand. Dolce & Gabbana, a few years ago, they decided to go in direction of the Sicilian design. And that's made their brand. So the patterns has become the brand maker. Okay, another example I want to show you. We got two dresses, all right? We got the lady in the yellow with red design, and then we have a little bit here more the vintage style of designs we got in here. So if we see both of them, and if we would say, which brand is it, all right? So I can tell you already, there is Gucci in here and there is Zara. So there is a high-end brand, like a very expensive brand, and there is the more, you know, common brand, you know, for the street fashion brand. So, which is Zara. It's very hard here without the brand to see for who it is. So that's what I always say. A pattern here will make your brand stand out. So suddenly Zara has become very, very fashionable with this pattern, and it's leveling up their brand as being a trendy a textile brand. As you can see, as Gucci needs it from patterns. You know, why is Gucci so successful? You go into Gucci shop, open your eyes in Gucci, you only see patterns, and they put all patterns together. It's almost becoming like a patchwork, which gives again the identity to the brand. So therefore, again, this importance, like, why is a pattern that important for a brand? Some more examples. This is H&M, all right? To show you the importance as well in patterns and styles, you know, what we see a lot in the industry is in the men's fashion industry. It's going more into the little bit the darker colors, more simplicity in the patterns, more a simple repeat as well, less complex. While you can see is like in the woman's fashion, it's getting more complex, mostly more colorful, more into florals, more daring. And of course, into children, whatever it's cute, we say in the pattern. But also we see now in the pattern industry that for children, more adult patterns are being applied for children, because the new generation of children now, they want to be compared to their parents in some way. They want to wear what their parents are wearing. So the pattern industry is really playing into that, making cute together with a little bit more adolescent in the patterns and the way how they bring it. A very important example, like how can a pattern create a brand? This is a brand for swim shorts. It's called 𝐕𝐿𝐴. It's a French brand. It's, I think, one of the most famous shorts. It's a high-end brand in the world. This brand has become famous because of its patterns. It's the most patternable beach short you can find, and they are quite unique with their patterns. And as you can see, the price is charged at 2,100 Hong Kong dollar for a beach short, which is rather expensive, but they created that market for their brand by applying this unique pattern. So again, the importance for this brand, they won't survive without the patterns. They need the patterns. So the patterns created the brand. Examples of brands who were less in patterns before and now getting into patterns. We know, everybody knows the Havaianas. The Havaianas, as when I was a young kid, it was just like always one tropical print, and for the rest it was solid colors, the blues, the blacks, you know, the yellow. Now also Havaianas is taking out with adding more patterns, more designs to create more sales, to build their brand stronger. JanSport, I think one of the most famous backpacks. I don't know how many millions, maybe billions of backpacks is sold in the world. It was always solid colors. And now JanSport starting to apply cool, even more complicated designs, patterns to their products. Again, the importance to be different than your competitor can be made with making cool patterns into your specific style to create your brand. Very familiar or very famous in Hong Kong is IKEA. IKEA from Sweden, Scandinavian brand. So they built their brand around a country. It's, you know, design of Sweden. So everything relates to Sweden, similar with their patterns. Everything they bring in their patterns is being designed with this Swedish style, this Scandinavian style. This hygge, we call it, this hygge is this kind of warmth and feeling. It's a word that they use in Scandinavia. So this reflects IKEA, which again, builds that style of Scandinavia, is building their brand, creating a kind of recognition of the customer of that brand, and, you know, creating them a very successful concept. And yeah, this is one of my favorite examples, by the way. We go back to Dolce & Gabbana. As you can see, SMAC is a house appliance manufacturer and brand, very famous. And they have upgraded their line of small house appliances by doing a cooperation with Dolce & Gabbana. And Dolce & Gabbana, I personally know the designer of those patterns. It's a hand painter. He's based in Ibla. Ibla is a small little village in Sicily. So I met the guy 2 years ago, and he has a little atelier. So he does everything by hand, and then they scan it in, you know, for production. So Dolce & Gabbana works with that guy very closely together, and they put it onto house appliances, which makes it a very, very good sales. This item has been booming the last years, and a toaster is selling around 4,000 to 5,000 Hong Kong dollars, which was previously only a few hundreds of Hong Kong dollars. So you can imagine, you know, if you go to Taobao or Alibaba or any shopping platform, Amazon, you go for toaster, you know, there's so much competition, 100 Hong Kong, 200 Hong Kong dollar, 300. And then suddenly these guys created a new market of a toaster of 5,000 Hong Kong dollars. By what? By applying a unique pattern, which was already related to the style of Dolce & Gabbana. And that's what I call the importance of patterns. It is amazing what you can do when you put a pattern onto an item. So this is a little bit in general about patterns, the importance of patterns. So let me give you some background or some explanation about my company, Collectionstock, which I founded in 2015. So in 2015, we were mainly thinking like, how can we teach people to apply now those right patterns onto a product? Because honestly, guys, it's not very easy to just think about, oh, I make a pattern and then that pattern should match on a product. It's rather complicated. So that's why we always say, if you design, always think for what are you designing, okay? If you're a designer, you know, if you just want to be creative, do that. Definitely, I don't say don't do that. But if you're going into commercial products, think about, can this design or can this style of design be applied to my product? So on Collectionstock, I'm going to take you to the website. We created some online tools. So we created an online simulator. It's like a robot in which you can just simply upload your designs and can see the results. So imagine you're a designer and tonight we're going to make some, you know, we're in autumn, I'm going to make some leaf designs, you know, I'm going to draw some leaf designs and then I'm going to say, okay, very nice. My design is very nice. Let me see, is it commerciable on any product? Or I want to try it on some products. Then simply you can go to our platform and try it out. That's a free service we offer for everybody. It's an open website, so you can just go and try it. We're going to do it right away. On another way, we have a lot of customers, they don't have design yet, or they need to get IDs. We have created here in Hong Kong, and we are very proud of that. We have created in-house 20,000 designs with our team, and we are still monthly creating around 500 designs every month to give people just IDs and inspiration. If they don't have the design, they can simply download it and they can use the designs. And as the last part, those designs they can use is just under license model. It's not exclusive, but we have some of the bigger customer retailer who say we want exclusive designs, and that's what we're doing as well for them. So let me take you first to the website of Collectionstock. I have to get out of the big screen. And here we go. So we put the site a little bit in the Halloween jacket. So if you go to our website, you can see here on the top corner, my name is Ken, by the way, and I have this student hat because I'm logged in as a student. We just want to tell you after this presentations, all the students of PolyU, they will get a special gift from us for a full year. They will get 20 free designs to use. They can use our simulator. So I just opened myself a student account myself, so you can see all the functions you will get as well. So what I explained to you, that's on our site, you can just literally style your products with patterns. So literally you can upload any pattern into a simulation product and then start using it. So let me click and start now and start using that. So this is what we call our simulator. It's a robot. So it's literally a simulation tool where you can upload your design and see whether your design looks good on a product. So imagine that you're doing dresses. Okay, and I want to see one of my designs. So I'm going to take, this is one of my designs in my own library. So I'm just going to take out a pattern and I'm uploading it straight on the product. I can decide to make it smaller, to make it bigger. So I'm just changing the size of the repeat, bigger and smaller. And I can even position where I want to have the circle at. If I like this, I can just simply do a save result. So if I do a save result, it will be saved, and then we can see that straight away. Let me open. Then we can go straight away, which should be coming up here now. Or I should go back to my browser. 1 second. I have to open it here. So once I saved it, you can see I have the item completely saved in high resolution, what your design. So imagine you as a student, you're working on a project and you make some cool designs by yourself. You can just simply upload them on some of our products, save the results. So you don't have to go in Photoshop, need to start masking items. You don't need to do that. You can just literally pump it in and start playing with it. So imagine that you say, I want to make a presentation of dresses in different patterns. You can also drag it to board. And now the cool thing is, it comes here, and I can even give it a name. So I can do it like, we can call it, for example, my summer. Okay, so this is my first dress, and I'm going to add some other dresses as well. So let me see, for example, I'm going to put another, a little bit more summerish print. Okay, maybe something with dots, and I'm going to, you know, drag this one to my board as well. And like this, I can make a full presentation for school or later for your customers that you say, hey, I make those patterns. I see many designers on Instagram, and they make their pattern, and in the carousel, they show how their pattern look on products. And they're using our tool for that, because normally they will show it, how will it look, for example, on a mug, you know, how will it look on a phone case? Okay, bigger, smaller. How will it look on a bikini? So how will it look on a cushion? Or how will it look on a backpack? So the cool thing about our tool is we have the free library, so you can use all our products for free. If you are not satisfied with all our products, you can also send us a request to upload your own product. The only thing what you need to do is you need to send us a masked item of your product, and we will add it into the computerized simulator for you. So this is our tool that we give away, you know, to all users. It's an open tool that everybody can use. So also for you, for the students. Then imagine that you say, nice, I like this for my own design, but I want to get inspired. I want to get ideas about patterns, okay? Then we have our pattern gallery, where, as you can see, we have around 126 designs. And then you can literally, for example, see the designs by new or by different kind of categories. And then you can literally start playing with our designs. And if you then click on a design, the cool thing is you can see the repeat of the designs, which is really nice. You can zoom into it. And then you can decide to download it and start to use it right away. For students today, you all will get 20 free downloads on extended level, which is approximately a value of, I think in US dollar, it's 2,000 US dollar. So that will be around 17,000 Hong Kong dollar value every student is getting when registering to our site with their student email account. So if you like this design, you can download it. The cool thing on our website, all our designs you can preview as well, again, on products, and save the result and use it again for presentations. So like this, you can browse all our designs we have and go via different styles. So this is our major library we have for patterns. You can also select them on colors. You can go on different kind of categories if you want and find back what you're looking for. So for example, you go on florals, you find all designs with florals inside, which are coming back. Okay, now another thing is it's collection stock, comes from the name collection because we started in the beginning to make patterns in the form of collections. So we have here collections uploaded on our site. So that means literally designs, patterns that we created around a specific kind of theme. Let me show you, for example, for autumn winter 22, we created this specific theme. So you can see we created the mood board with the IDs, and then we created those unique patterns. So if you want to see all the patterns together, these are the patterns we created around that theme. And then again, you can download them, or you can start playing with making simulations or doing anything what you like. If you want to see it on your own product, you can just add your own product and you can see that design on your own product. So this is how we work with patterns. So we are making patterns, show them by unique piece or show them in the form of the collections. Then we have Taylormade. So Taylormade, I said, this is mainly when some brands, they come back to us and say, we like your designs, can you make us a design? But we want to have the copyright, you know. So we do that as well. So they can just buy the quota online and they can send us their briefing and we will make their designs in around 2 weeks' time. The cool thing about our site is the whole console. So you can literally manage your quota you have. So for us, all the students will get 20 extended downloads. You can also see what you have downloaded before, and you can literally re-download it anytime. So imagine I'm downloading this design. It says it's for free because once you download it on our site, you can always download it. So you don't need to keep your own library. You can add designs to list. So we can say, for example, this is floral. Okay, so imagine I'm going to add this one to a floral list, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And then later you can share between students. You go into your list and you go into florals, and you can just share with anybody of your friends the design that you have seen. And you can again see it immediately on products. So this is what we have done with Collectionstock. So giving a tool where you can simulate or try the patterns on real life products, using it right away. So you just save it. You use it for your IG account. You put it on Amazon if you have some products to sell and you work with a factory together who does drop shipping, or you just use it for your teacher as an example. So multifunctional. And if you want to get inspired, you just go to our library, and weekly we put on new collections on our website, which you can check out in different kind of category, from fashion woman to fashion man, etc. So this is, we have in totally around 500 collections. I think there is no platform in Hong Kong having that. And as I say as well, you want to see, for example, fashion men, you can see all the fashion men collections, and I'll just browse silently through it. But there is a massive selection. You want to see a preview, you can see previews of the patterns by easily clicking through it. You want to see more, you can see the patterns and details. So like this, we created thousands of patterns every day. So this is about, in general, about Collectionstock. And then going back to the presentation. So for the students, we have now giving a very special deal, because I support students. Students for us are the future, of course, but there's also the creative people where we are learning from every day, because you guys are very creative. And so we are giving all students a free access. So if you register on Collectionstock with your PolyU email account, you will get automatically 20 free designs that you can use for a full year. And you can use our simulators for free. You can share, you can do anything you want. And if you want to later buy designs, you also get 50% off on our normal prices, which we don't give this discount to nobody except for the corporations with the universities. So if you're interested, scan the QR, go to our website. And I think now it's time for some questions, if anybody has questions. And I hope it was interesting for you guys. And yeah.
Yeah, they have questions. Now you can turn off the full screen, and then you can open the chat room, and then you can see their questions. One is if Jane asked that if I use one of your patents and want to manufacture, what is the licensing terms? Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so we have on our site, and I can show you that maybe quickly to explain that. I'm still in full screen, I see. Yeah. So I will show you that one quickly on the site. So once you go into a collection and show me the pattern, you can see there are two license models. There is called standard and extended. Okay. So even you can click up learn more, and you can see the details of the license as well. So if you use one of our licenses standard, okay, you can not use it on production of physical products. Okay, so that means you cannot send it to your factory. You can use it for some website use, or you can use it for simulations, presentations. So you need to buy the extended one, because the extended one will also give you the source file. The extended one will give you the Illustrator file or the Photoshop file in which we created the pattern, and will give you the rights, as you can see here, we call it resale items, to use it unlimited forever. So you get the license forever. It's not limited in time, it's not limited in country, so it will give you forever the right to use it, and you get the source file. And you know what's important for that source file? That's what I say. All the students get 23 extended designs, so they get 20 source files. You have the right to modify it. So I think for a student, if I would be a student now, I would just download it, start playing with it, making some modification, teaching how they made the design. You know, from that design, you can create something else completely as well. So that's why it says that editing is also, as you can see, edit and modify of the extended is also accepted.
Yeah, anyone have a questions? You can type in the chat room. Yeah, do you buy the pattern design from the designers?
Yeah, we have, that's a good question. When I started in 2015 Collectionstock, I was supposed to become a platform like my competitors, and where designers can put their designs and then sell it to other people. So I said at that moment, I don't want to be that. I want to focus really on making the designs ourselves. So all my designers are in-house here in Hong Kong. We have a team of 10 designers in-house. We have been creating all the designs under the roof. I never bought any design. Everything is made here. And I'm very proud of this after being 15 years in Hong Kong, that all the designs are recreated in Hong Kong and is coming from Hong Kong hand. So what do we do anyhow? We work with a lot of students. We work with the university together for internships. So next to our fixed staff that we hire here, we also have the interns coming for 3 months, and we teach them how to make patterns. So a lot of designs, even on our platform, are made by Hong Kong students as well. But we do not buy designs from outside. So we are not like a resale platform. We are really creative people.
Yeah, any questions about the patterns or maybe the collect stock? Everyone? Yeah, I want to ask that if the PolyU students, they have some free account, right? And when they download the patterns and also can make the patterns in your design, it means that if they create their own design, they just take a photo for you and then you can make the white object and they can add on.
Yeah, that's okay. So the tools what we have on our site, this is called this is the product styler. This is our robot. So imagine, you know, I'm wearing now a polo shirt, okay, and there is no polo shirt within these products. And I say, I want to sell my polo shirt with a cool flower print, okay, but the polo shirt not in here.
Yeah.
So I can just go to your products. I can take a picture of my polo shirt. Of course, the picture has to be taken according to the instruction, which is in here. So it has to be a frontal picture. It has to be wide. It has to be masked. They have to send it to us. And then we will upload it in the computer and then they can start using it.
They just upload their white object picture and then they can create the product style, right?
Yes, let me give you one example. So I'm going to try to do something. Let me just save this image a second. So I'm going to upload this one. So I'm going to save this one a second. I'm going now to upload. Imagine that I have a bedding, okay, a bed, and I'm going to upload this image. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to my downloads. And then I think that should be the bedding, okay? So I'm putting the bedding in here, as you can see. Okay, and I want it masked everywhere. So that means I want the design come everywhere. So I say everywhere, everywhere, okay? Then if I apply now, you will see it will use one quota. So my quota will go down with 1 point and it's under progress now. So now my team, we will receive your briefing on the back end. We will check the file and then we will upload it here as a new item that can be masked, as we call it, that can be where we can put the pattern on top. So I can tell you, we have some big customers who have like over 50 of their own products. They put it in here and they can use it all the time. And, you know, for them, they don't need to go for the designer every time to do all the masking in the computer, in the programs. They save the result and use it.
Yeah, and then just wait, right?
Yeah, it takes, you know, in less than 1 day, we check it and it's being uploaded.
Oh, your design team need to track. And
yes.
Yeah, and then maybe do some modify, and they will put in the library, and then the students can use it and add on the pattern, right?
Yes, because we can then see, for example, if the file is corrupted or not. Okay, we can also reject it, or we can approve it, or we can modify it and make it okay for them.
Yeah, and also I saw that you have a pattern and also the Taylormade, and they can make a mood board or something like that. They can store it and then to make a mood board for that project.
Yeah, you know, the cool thing is, for example, imagine that you would say that I was working already on geometrics, right? So if you see my list, I have a list here. I started making this.
They can create their own list, right?
Yeah. So you can see, for example, these designs. Imagine I'm looking for more patterns in this style. So I'm going to go into geometrics, okay, geometrics. And then I'm going to look for more things. So for example, if I think that, for example, let me scroll down and see something in similar kind of way I want to add. Okay, I want to add this one to the list of geometrics. I can just add it into geometry.
Oh yeah, just add it. It's just like an IG post or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you add it in all together. So let me just add one more just to see if it's something much more. Let me add this one in the color style in the geometrics. And then I can literally go to my list, go back up and then go to my list. Then I can literally see my own board that I made around these geometrics. And then the cool thing about this, I can immediately start making, you know, presentations. Imagine I do it for cushions. Okay, then I'm going to drag it to board. Look what happens now. So I'm going to drag it to board. It's going to create me immediately a board with my items inside. Okay, so that's going to do it straight away. Now I have to see because I cannot see with all this. Okay, so I close my board. So imagine I want to add another design also for the bedding. So I add this one and I put this one here on the bedding as well. And then I'm going to drag this to boards. And if I want to see my board, you get I get the bedding with the cushions. So like this, I can make presentations, anything I want.
Yeah. Any questions, everyone? Yeah. Of course, if you all want to try to use this one, and then we'll know that what kind of the question you want to ask. Just feel free. If you have questions, you can send an email to me, and then I will talk to the Kenneth. Yeah, and maybe have some suggestions, and maybe some students, they can see our poster later, because you can add the some account and then to use this one. And if you have any questions, you can take in the chat box. If not, we stop here. And then if you have a questions, just feel free to send an email to me. Yeah, and then I will pass to the Kenneth and we will solve your problems. Yeah. Any questions? Not yet? Yeah, it should be okay. Thank you so much. And thank you for your sharing. And I think that the students will know that how to use this Collectionstock and then how to apply on the different product. And thank you so much and keep in touch. Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah, let me. And how about I can add you later?
You add me later again, or I don't know?
Yeah. You want to make a review or something like that?
Yeah. Okay.